Why? We don't have that. How? No, it's a really hard name. Even people like that are English as their first language don't know how to say it. It's pronounced Rhiannon, but it's a hard name. It's really, yes, exactly, yes. I love it here. It's one of my favorite places in the whole world. I hope that I get to, next time I'm here, stay and do a little sightseeing. Because I usually come just to do a convention, so I just see like where we're working and then that's it. Well, I'm vegan, so it rules me out of a lot of really good things here. But I think tonight we're going to go for a dinner. Where are we going? Paris 6. We're going to go there. Yes, so yeah, I'm excited to try some Brazilian food. It wasn't actually, because I think that's the wonderful thing about acting. Whether you're playing a good person or a bad guy, it's like you are truly just stepping into someone else's shoes. So it didn't matter to me personally that I was murdering children. I know it's awful, and obviously in my own life I would never do half the things Ontari did. So obviously in my life I'd never do any of that, but that's what makes acting so fun, is because you get to tell someone else's story, and sometimes the further the story is from who you actually are, the more fun it is. I'd be dead, for sure. For sure. I've always thought if there's like a zombie attack, an apocalypse? Why is that so hard to say right now? If there's an apocalypse or whatever, it's like I would just be the type of person that like lays down and pretends to be dead, hopes that it passes, and then I'll try and survive on my own. But really, I'm not a fighter. I'm too scared. Is that what the rumor is? Yes. I found a little love on the 100. I met Richard Harmond on the 100. It was obviously back in 2015. And from the moment I met him, I was like, oof, I really like that guy. So I think for the past, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, like 4 years, I've been like manifesting Richard Harmond, and it worked. He's my boyfriend now, which is great. Oh, I know all the spoilers. I know everything that happens in season 7. I love the show. I want to know what happens, especially too because it's the end. I think that's what's going to be so cool for the audience, is to see where they leave these characters after such a long and sometimes very painful journey. I think the 100 is full of surprises, and that's what makes it such a fun show to watch. I know that there's been a bit of upset throughout the fans when characters die, but that's what makes viewing a TV show so fun. It's like why Game of Thrones is so great, is because it can be a series regular that you've loved right from the very beginning, and just like that, they're dead. So it keeps you on the edge of your toes. There's no guarantee that your favorite is not going to die in the next episode you watch. I think the weirdest thing for me, truthfully, was the amount of nudity I had to do. There were 2 scenes. I wasn't on the show long, and so much of what my big scenes were involved me being like simulated nudity. So of course I wasn't actually naked on the day, but you're stripped down to a very minimum amount of clothing, and so it is very, very daunting. But at the same time, it was also very liberating and a lot of fun. It helped having Richard Harmond there in the room both times. Well, I actually knew from the moment I had my first meeting with Jason, he was like, in order for the story to progress, your character needs to die. And that's something so I never had that scary moment of like picking up a script and being like, oh my God, I die, I wanted so much more. I knew going in I was gonna die. And it's actually very cool to see how my character in a way is still used, because it's Clark's nightblood. The nightblood that I gave to Clark through dying is something that still gets utilized in the show. It's a very important part. So that feels, in a sense, cool that my character was important in order to propel the story along and keep Clark alive. You're welcome, guys. I thought it was great. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, and I think they do a wonderful job at the end of each season of leaving people still guessing and still wanting more. It never wraps it all up in like a neat little package. There's just so much more that as an audience member that we still want answers to, and I think that makes it really cool. I'm about to shoot 2 movies. They're both horror films, which is a fun genre. I'm someone that's like a very scared person, like I explained, so I think to get to act in that is going to be somewhat easy for me. But at the same time, they're both really, really strong female characters. So I think that anyone that's a fan of The 100 is also really going to respond to these characters as well. Bye, Karis. Is that how I say it? Bye, Karis. It was so nice to talk with you. You're wonderful. And thank you for letting me be in Brazil. It's only because of you guys and this amazing show that we all love, The 100.